Welcome to TWitWoW, the best wrestling podcast made for wrestling fans, by wrestling fans, on the web today. I'm John, that's my co-ordinating commentary Ashton, and this is our Lucha Underground review. And man, does it feel good to say that again. Tonight's episode, one show, one match, one world championship, all night long again. Johnny Mundo versus the Mac. What an exhilarating episode. Fuck, did I miss this. The energy's still high. Partner, what'd you think of it?
Dude, this was just so much fun to be able to come back to. It's one of those things where if I say I miss Lucha Underground, it comes off as weird because we have been watching 2 episodes every week for Lucha Rewatch, but I miss the feeling that you get when a brand new live episode of Lucha Underground comes on and you get to watch it and we get to react to it and we get new stuff. And it's not stuff that we've already seen a couple times. And it's just so exciting. And, oh, man, it's been way too long of a wait. And the sad thing is we're going to get 20 episodes and then probably going to have to wait a similar long amount of time. So let's enjoy it while we have it, man. And if you want, we can get right into this.
Absolutely. So let's get right into our Lucha Underground review. And as I already said, one show, one match, we're talking about all night long. And partner, I know I did a lot of the talking in live reactions as the official voice of the Johnny Mundo world title reign. But what did you think about All Night Long 2 tonight?
Where were you, John, when Johnny Mundo blew a 3-1 lead on the Mac?
The same place I was where the Falcons completely lost the Super Bowl, by your side, and yet Johnny Mundo can still call himself Lucha Underground champion, can't he? So, yeah, that's my response to that. Ugh.
Okay,
Still,
the thing is, he's not the only one to blow a 3-1 lead, but he is the only one to blow a 3-1 lead and still retain the championship.
exactly, because he's brilliant. But yeah, what did you think about this match tonight?
Well, it was crazy, man. It was wonderful. It was Lucha Underground at its finest. Johnny Mundo always is going to put on great matches. The Mac actually surprised me with how good he was, not only just in the match in general, but throughout the entire match. Because Mundo obviously makes a point to attack the Mac's weight, and imply and assume based on that the Mac would have poor conditioning, but the Mac's conditioning held up just fine. I think most of us really aren't all that surprised by that because we've seen him go and we know that he's a big dude, but he's not your typical big dude that kind of moves like a big dude. He kind of moves like a little dude. And yeah, the Mac is great, and Johnny Mundo is to this day actor in the history of pro wrestling.
I mean, dude, here's my thing on a more serious note as I try desperately to get my throat back to feeling some semblance of good after giving it all in those live reactions with no regrets whatsoever. Given the first All Night Long was really two of the best that Lucha Underground has in Puma and Mundo, you had to wonder, could Mundo create similar magic with Mac? And I really believe they did. And I think the strength in that is twofold. One, Mac is such a likable character, and he's got a great, repertoire and presence as a babyface. And two, and yes, I know my bias is always going to show, but I do mean this also objectively. I do think Johnny Mundo is one of the best heels in the business right now. I mean, some of the heel stuff he did tonight, I thought was fantastic. Yeah. And he knew how to work this style of match as a heel. In fact, I'd go as far as to say that I felt like to a point, his heel work in this All Night Long was better than the heel work he exhibited in the first All Night Long with Puma. I think he's only gotten better at how to really work that match in a heelish style to really get the crowd to just hate your face and want to see you get pinned. So yeah, I thought the psychology on Mundo's half, just, milking the clock and everything was great. Mac had great hope spots, turning the tide. The crowd was just so into him. I feel like they did some innovative stuff. There were some callbacks to the first All Night Long, mainly Mundo getting the band to play in victory, which was great. So, yeah, I feel like they did a lot of great stuff here, dude. I was very impressed with the outing these two had. And again, much like you said just a few moments ago, it's Lucha Underground at its finest.
Yeah, exactly. This was just wonderful. It was like you just kind of repeated Lucha Underground when they know what they're doing, and they usually do. Actually, they pretty much always do, so I shouldn't have even said that as a qualifier. Lucha Underground always knows what they're doing, and therefore they always put on great matches. And this match, probably the first time I've ever seen an Iron Man match go to a draw, not get 5 more minutes on the same show, and still feel satisfied at the result.
Let's talk about that because, and I'm glad you added that little caveat, still feel satisfied, because I know that's already kind of causing a divide on Twitter. I've already seen some tweets should have been a 2-hour special, should have given them that time. So what are your full thoughts on the call? Because I know you said satisfied, so we already know you're not feeling too negative about it, but just to really kind of expound upon that, if you would.
Well, to me, the way that Johnny Mundo retained his championship is quintessentially Johnny Mundo. It's perfect. He didn't prove he was better than anyone. He didn't win the match. He found the ultimate backdoor out of having to defend his title here. And after finding backdoor after backdoor after backdoor within the confines of the match, he found the ultimate backdoor at the end by being able to retain his title on a tie.
Yeah. If you enjoy the Johnny Mundo character, which, everybody knows, of course I do, and I'm privileged that I'm around people that seem to share the same sentiment, you know that this is textbook Johnny Mundo. This is just who he is. And
absolutely. Dude, yeah. Have we ever seen, within the confines of an Iron Man style match, somebody who is in the lead faking an injury to kill clock?
No, I don't think we have. At least none of the Iron Man matches that I've seen, and I've seen a good handful of them. So, yeah, I thought that was really cool. That was just so
It was clever. Awesome.
Yeah.
And then another thing too, is that Lucha Underground is a weekly episodic television show. Why would they have a 2-hour special in the middle of their season when they have another episode coming up next week?
Yeah, that's true. And not only that, they just got back. I just feel like that would be a bit weird, if you come back.
The one downside that I can complain about that's not even really a true complaint, it's just me being a spoiled brat, is, Lucha Underground was back tonight, but not really, because it was all just one match, and we didn't get any of those, true blue, true to form Lucha Underground cinematic segments. But that's just another part of the teaser that makes you want to tune in the following week even more.
Absolutely. And, dude, can I just make one more remark, too? Because I know you and I both loved the feigning injury spot. What a more colorful and creative way that actually has character imbued in it, because that's just Johnny Mundo's heel tactics. That's so superior to just doing a standard rest hold. See, that's what I loved about this match, is I feel like it actually had genuine thought in it. And that's what I think I really appreciate, because if it was WWE, and this is just me being honest, I think you would have seen a shit ton of rest holds. Meanwhile, with this match, even if there were, I didn't even register them, because I feel like something was happening every second, or a spot was being set up every few minutes. It's just it never stopped. And this match was crazy. I loved it. Let me ask you this, because this has been something I've been chewing on. I don't even know if you would be able to answer this, because it depends on how good your memory is. Would you say this is better than the first All Night Long, or is that still king? Because, I'm curious where you kind of fall with that.
I think that this might have been a superior match just from a pure beginning to end. There was never really a dull moment kind of standpoint. but I still think there were more memorable spots in the Mundo Puma all night long.
Yeah, I mean, Mundo Puma had that point where Puma spears Mundo off the stage, like through the table on the floor. And like that alone.
Tables!
Yeah, tables.
Like 4 or 5 of them were set up.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was huge. To me, like the two most memorable spots in this match were Mundo getting slid down the temple steps on the stretcher and Sexy Star's dive from the band area onto Mundo and PJ Black.
Yeah, I'd say those two spots, I agree with you. Max dive off the ladder, of course, because those were the closing moments. And
well, yeah,
that
but
was just a
that to me though that moment was almost overshadowed by the drama of what was going on the outside and whether Mac would be able to follow up with a pin or not.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. And you're just, I was, dude.
And you know what? Yeah, I will say I do think this match was better than the Puma match because I do honestly think there was more drama to this match than there was to that. Because with that, got himself up to a nice early lead and then played Kiva Boy, similar to this, but in a very different way. Because in this match, he never had as strong of a lead as he had against Puma. Because if I remember correctly, he had like a 5-1 lead on Puma. And he basically ended up unintentionally pissing it away. It was 4-1. It was 4-1. In this match, he had a 3-1 lead, and that was when he did the feign ankle injury. But to me, like this match, the drama at the very end with the Mac setting up Johnny on the table and then setting up the ladder and getting ready to go up the ladder, and then Ricky Mandel shows up, and then Sexy and Son of Havoc are still around to try and take him out of the picture. And then Mac hits the splash, but will he be able to get the pin in time? Is he going to get there before time runs out? And then not only does the time run out, but then after everything feels like the dust is settled and it was just kind of an inconclusive ending, Cueto comes out and sets everything right, really, by saying, no, there are no ties in my temple. This match will continue next week. Sudden death, first fall to a finish, even if it has to go all night long again.
Yeah. And see, that's my thing. That's another question, too. Is Lucha Underground crazy enough where this would take up the whole show again? Now, you said no before we went off there on live reactions. I didn't say yes or no. I'm middle of the road. I'm waiting actually to see if Lucha Underground tips their hand and promotes anything else on the show, because that'll be the tell, obviously, that it's not going to take the whole show. But if they're mum about it, that still kind of leaves it up in the air. So I'm very curious how they'll handle this next week. Very curious that Son of Havoc would get involved. I don't know if that had anything to do with like on Helico and their friendship, as Team Havoc, or if he just wanted to kind of get in Worldwide Underground's business because, he has world title aspirations. But let's talk about the big thing. Wow, Johnny Mundo, your abs are amazing. Ricky Mandel as the 5th member of Worldwide Underground. What'd you think about his debut?
To be fair, if you don't just go by the trailer, if you just go by Lucha Underground, he's not a full-fledged member of Worldwide Underground yet. He's just a really over-the-top fan of Johnny Mundo.
And you know what, though? Aren't we all? I
was just going to say, Ricky Mandel is like this geek wrestler, but he is totally your spirit animal in this instance.
I mean, I wanted to help Johnny, so maybe my help physically manifested itself in Ricky Mandel. So in a roundabout way, I'm to thank for all of this. I am just so flattered.
Of course you are.
But I mean, I have to say, I think Ricky Mandel did the right thing. I know it's usually frowned upon, fans getting involved, but he's not just a fan. He's an employee, it. And that is why Johnny Mundo was able to go to a draw. Absolutely beautiful. And you know what? If he's kind of like the young boy of the group, like, yeah, we'll just keep you at arm's length, not official membership, because we don't want to bring you around the club, which, I mean, I get, appearances are everything. That's cool. That's cool. I mean, he did his job tonight, and I'm very happy and proud of him. But we'll see where it goes from here. But I'm down. I'm down. I think they know to keep Worldwide Underground pretty self-contained. And Ricky Mandel, honestly, I'm just happy for him that he gets something cool to do like this. Just the same way I was happy when Famous B got to become, that manager. 423, get fame. So really cool when guys that you associate as jobbers or whatever get to do new and exciting things. I really don't know what else to talk about, though, with this match, to be honest, because it was one show, one match. I mean, is there anything on your mind that you wanted to discuss?
I just remember Ricky Mandel with like the one segment he had with Sexy Star where he was like, "Oh wow, yeah, I saw you lost your championship to Johnny Mundo, but it's all right. He is the best after all."
Exactly. See, I'm telling you, he is speaking for me, and it's beautiful. I mean, granted.
Wait a minute. You told me that your name was John Altman, not Ricky Mandel. Are you literally Ricky Mandel and I just didn't know about it?
I mean, first of all, I've told you multiple times I lie a lot. Second of all, maybe. Third of all, it doesn't change the fact that Sexy Star, I mean, here she is doing crossbodies, which I'll give her credit begrudgingly. That was a gorgeous crossbody. But the real question here is, where the fuck is Cliff's Pineapple Pizza? We already agreed that Sexy Star, you're not a luchadora. You're a delivery woman. That's what you do. So I want that pizza, damn it. If we don't get it, hashtag justice for Cliff, trend it. But yeah, Ricky Mandel, I think he's going to do great in this role. I don't know how long it'll last because, you know, everybody's always talking about, oh, Worldwide Underground's going to break up. Oh, Ty is going to do this. You know nothing, Jon Snow. All of you, Jon Snow. But yeah, for now, he's a part of it. I'm cool with it. And Mac looked great here because that's another thing too, dude. You talked about the drama earlier. What great imagery that he gets the splash, clocks in the corner. He's like heaving. Oh my God, I just fell from that distance. All the wind's knocked out of me. But if I could just drape the arm over. And he gets a 2 count, would have been 3, but right as it's about to hit the mat for the 3rd time, the clock expires. I mean, just perfect. To have him initiate the pin and then rip it away from him. Perfect babyface crescendo for just, oh my God, he got robbed. Let's riot. I love it. I thought it was perfect.
Yeah, it was pretty great. Are you going to be okay?
I'm going to live. I'm going to live with the comfort of knowing that Johnny Mundo is still Lucha Underground champion. Thank you for asking. But please, I mean, continue in your remarks that you have.
Sure, bud, sure. Yeah, Mundo was great, and he did you threw me off there. Ricky Mandel, though, being this hardcore Johnny Mundo mark is great, and areas if we just kind of spent most of the rest of the season with Mundo and the rest of the Worldwide Underground gang just kind of trying to keep Ricky Mandel at arm's length. Like, listen, man, you're just a dude. We're a Worldwide Underground. We're special. You're just this random guy. We have a lot of fans. What makes you different? And Ricky Mandel just having Johnny's back without even being asked and helping him keep that title for the rest of the season would be amazing.
It would be amazing, much like Johnny Mundo's existence, period, if I do say so myself. And, you know, I think we all learned something today. Fuck it, no we didn't. Johnny Mundo's still the best! Yes! Yes! Because why? Humility is for marks! I regret nothing. So, now that I've gotten that off my chest, what does your fantastic face have to say just in general about all this? Because I'm pretty much out of comments. I mean, Johnny
this is like the 3rd time you're kicking it over to me, and I have nothing else to add.
So should we just, I mean, honestly, we could maybe spend 10 minutes talking about the glory of Johnny Mundo and his abs, but of course, which I wrote a full-fledged mythology about, by the way. Anybody interested in the link, just
dude, you know what? We're looking at this match from such a Johnny Mundo-centric point of view that we forgot one of the highlights of this match.
Which was?
Son of Havoc waking the Mac up and reviving him with beer.
Mandelo, when you need to be woken up for an all-night-long world title match. Yeah, that was pretty cool. It was like Popeye with his spinach, which I think was a comment that Dragon Man made in the previous chat. It was like, yeah, like, what? I'm firing up! And then, yeah, Mag doing the stunner and everything. And hell, crazy thing is, Johnny Mundo left the show still world champion, but Mag did stand tall. I mean, he stunned Mundo. He posed with the belt again. And, yeah, that's the image we're left with before next week. So, yeah, I mean, I thought Mac did great for the record. I thought they did a perfect job of him fighting from the ground up. Obviously, you know, a babyface having friends like Son of Havoc, like Sexy Star, that was okay because the heels initiated the cheating first, which is important. You know, that is important to keep in mind. And then again, just those final few moments, the splash, the pin, only a 2 count because of the clock, and that's what causes Max to be robbed of his dream. And can I just say, too, like, when you create drama like that, because I know this was said when the Universal Championship was unveiled, and we all shit on it because when do wrestlers compete for fruit roll-ups? But it's always about, oh, well, it's about the men competing for the title, this and that. And I do believe that to be true. Like, if you want me to believe that something's valuable, let me watch 2 guys kill each other for it. And man, did the Lucha Underground title just feel like everything with Mac coming that close, only to fall short. Yeah, to me, I don't even know if I would call this a match of the year contender. I loved it, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I am hoping that Johnny Mundo has a match this year that I can sincerely put on my list. But this was just fucking great. I love this. I had so much fun with this. And partner, I've kept kicking it over to you, and you've said you've had nothing to say. I'm tapped out of like good things to say. Both guys killed it tonight. Both guys are the best that Lucha Underground has to offer. Of course, only one can call himself champion. No participation trophies for you, Mac. So can I take us home, or what do you think?
Yeah, now we have to wait another full week, and then we'll get our second episode from the second half of the season, episode 21 of season 3. No Lucha Rewatch next week, no trailer or anything like that, like what we did today. This was a special thing, Lucha Mania on TWitWoW, or TWitWoW Lucha Mania. I don't know what to call it. And yeah, next week it's going to be the Lucha Underground live reaction, and of course the TWitWoW review, which is what we're doing now. And then the following week it's going to be the same thing, and then the following week we'll be back to doing NXT reviews after all that other Lucha Underground stuff is already done on Wednesdays.
Yep, so you guys know what to be on the lookout for. And hey, guys, I mean, just it's going to be crazy because now that we've put tonight in the books, I mean, tomorrow's going to be Extreme Rules preview and predictions, then Sunday live reactions. We got rants coming. I don't even know what I'm going to say. I feel like I'm going to blow a gasket before too long on that show, like I'm prone to do. But in the meantime, folks, we can rejoice. We can love one another. We can smile and we can laugh. Because this is still a world where Johnny Mundo is still your Lucha Underground champion. That's my cohort in commentary, Ashton. I'm the official voice of the Johnny Mundo world title reign. This has been Lucha Underground. This has been TWitWoW. The best wrestling podcast made for wrestling fans, by wrestling fans, on the web today. I'm John. That's my coordinate commentary, Ashton. Guys, be sure to comment, subscribe, and like the video. If you haven't already, we've got 10 people watching, only 5 likes. You know you want to give us a thumbs up there, people. You know Johnny Mundo is just pure magnificence. We appreciate it. The more thumbs up you give, the more likely we are to be the top search result for Lucha Underground reviews on YouTube. And I mean, hell, people, we might as well be the official Lucha Underground channel. That's the distinction you get when you're number one, like Johnny Mundo, because he's Lucha Underground champion. So, yeah, guys, be sure to support us however you like. All of the media that we are associated with, as well as all of the Lucha Underground content we have put together up to this point. We have playlists because my coordinate commentary is amazing at what he does, and he is diligent in his work. That is all in the description. All the media that we are a part of, our Twitters, the TWitWoW Facebook, everything in the description. Be sure to check it out. Support us if you like. Guys, as far as content goes, just want to run this down one more time. Tomorrow, we will be going live 8 p.m. for Extreme Rules, preview, and predictions. Then Sunday, it is Extreme Rules, live reactions. And then, hopefully, if everything works out, Monday, we will be doing Best of Super Juniors Finals live reactions. We'll probably know a bit more come Sunday or come the day of, so keep an ear out for that. But that's the content rundown for the rest of the week into next week a little bit. And the last thing I want to plug, at least for now, is Q&A. one important thing I want to establish right now is that Q&A is now the last Thursday of every month. We switch days. So which means Q&A for this month is going to be Thursday, June 29th. Excuse me, I can English. That's Thursday, June 29th is going to be Q&A, I believe number 12. Now, you guys have got plenty of time yet, almost a full month, to submit your questions. So please get them in. Yes, Bullet Clubbers, the Shield's birthday, as if there wasn't any more reasons to love June 29th. There's another one right there. It's Bullet Clubbers, the Shield's birthday. So, guys, it's going to be a fiesta. Get your questions in. There are up to 4 questions per Q&A that you can submit. You can submit them to us through Twitter. I specifically have a pinned tweet to receive Q&A questions. Of course, you can also slide into my DMs. I am not opposed. I know Ashton's the same way. You can comment on this video when it's done processing with a Q&A question. You can go to the Facebook page. Be sure to like the page if you do visit it and inbox us there with your Q&A questions. And yeah, get us all the questions you want. Again, up to 4 per Q&A, and you can divvy them up however you want. I'm not going to give any cutesy examples this time because I know you're listening, Abel. But yeah, if you had a specific question for Ashton that only he could answer, maybe about football, you could ask it to him. If you wanted to ask me a weird question about philosophy, I'm probably the guy to ask for that. You could ask me. Or if you wanted to ask us general questions that we could both share, like about wrestling, music, movies, whatever, you can do that too. Your questions, your power. Use it however you see fit. And that's all I think there is to plug. I think I've done my job. So if you excuse me, I am going to hydrate these melodious vocal cords as I sing me, and more importantly, and still, Lucha Underground Champion. With that said, this is TWitWoW. And until then, guys, tune in and peace out.